Alright guys, we are back today with my 2007 F150 here, and it's going to be a second update video. I've only made one video of it, and that was right around the time I had just purchased it. So I was still working a lot of the bugs out of it and getting it cleaned up, and now I basically have it to where I want it to be. It's nice to daily drive now, and it's finally reliable for now. A lot of the main components that have been needed to be done or that would be an issue have been replaced and are getting replaced, and I'll go into that in a little bit here. But as you can see guys, I've been quite busy with the thing. In a sense, it really doesn't get driven a whole lot, but I've put a lot of hours into this, making it as nice as it is now. As you can see, it just looks amazing, and the lighting is really good right now too. But I've done about 3 or 4 buffs on it now. I did a few cuts with my buffing wheel, and it's just turned out as good as I think it could be for obviously a 2007 truck. It looks amazing. So we're just going to jump right into it here, and I'm going to go over everything I've done to it. Like I said, I've been pretty busy on it. It's been kind of a big hassle as well to work on, and I'll get to that too. But as you can see, the blue, I don't know the specific name for it, but there is a metallic to it when the light hits it at the right angle. And at nighttime, when you flash a light on it, it has a nice purple tint to it. So it's just a really nice, deep-looking blue. I do like the blue jeans on the F-150s today, but I think this color looks just right with this truck. It just looks amazing. I mean, I can't stop looking at it. And it's been buffed like this for a few days. I just haven't driven it, obviously due to the COVID-19 and everything. The truck is just, nothing's been getting driven, so I figured now would be a good time to do it. We're going to get a bunch of rain next week, and the truck's probably going to get dusty and dirty. So looking down here at the wheels, we just got some new Michelin Defenders on it. That was last summer I had those put on. There's probably close to 10K on them now. And excuse the noise, there's a shit ton of Focus STs driving around today, so there's going to be a lot of that between here and there on this video. But anyhow, like I said, I put some Michelin Defenders on it last year. Like I said, they have close to 10K on it, and that's about what I've put on the truck. I bought with right over 140, and it almost has 150. I was trying to wait for 150, but I'm not going to put 200 miles on it for the foreseeable future. So like I said, now is a good time to do it. And these are amazing tires. They wear really good. They're quiet, they're refined, and they're just tanks in the snow. So, and on top of that, they do look really good when they have a nice coat of tire shine on them. And this is the ceramic tire shine I bought for the thing. This tire shine is supposed to last up to 3 months, and I just put a fresh coat on it, and it does last. So you know, the tires are going to stay shiny like this. It's a very nice tire coating I put on it. Also did some rear brakes on it a few months ago as well. They're cross drilled, and we have some ceramic pads, and I painted the calipers silver, as you can see. Also did the front brakes as well. And you can, if you look under here at the frame, it was undercoated. I had it undercoated before winter from Z-Bart. So the underbody looks great. There's not a speck of rust on this thing, and there's not a single swirl mark. I mean, if you really want to get picky, you might find a few, but I mean, I really spent some time on this paint. The only thing that really needs to be done now is probably replacing the door handles, and I'm just not really ready to do that yet with this. It's got 150,000 on it for what it is, and you know, hopefully I get another 50 out of it. Also replaced these wheel arches over a few months ago. They were kind of a pain in the ass to do. There's a bunch of plugs and body caps and behind this fender liner, and taking them off is a very tedious process, because if you break these clips, you got to buy new ones, and clips are about $4 to $6 a piece. So I reused a lot of the old ones just because I didn't want to spend $300, you know, for every other clip to get replaced. So anyways, the fender wells, the fender wheel liners, or whatever you want to call them, they're not faded anymore. The other ones are really faded. So now the mud flaps and the wheel well lips, or whatever you want to call them, they match. So the truck, like I said, it really made it look a lot younger as far as age goes. Of course, I left the Florida badge on from the dealer where it came from on. Replaced this Ford decal. The OEM one was all pitted and nasty, so this was like $6 or $7. It's actually black. They sent the wrong color, but I ordered a blue one. But as you see, they sent me a black one instead, and honestly, I think black looks pretty good with this whole color scheme. So See under here, everything's nice and black. It even still has that Z-Bark undercoating smell. And open the gate right here. You can see it is a soft drop gate. I added the strut here. This is an aftermarket strut. A lot of companies do make for these older trucks. It's just a very nice feature to have. Once you have a truck that has this feature, and it's hard to go to a truck that doesn't have it. So as you can see, it just is a very nice soft open gate. It's amazing. It's such a great feature. And then there's the bed. It does have the Ford drop-in liner. At some point, I would like to get this taken out and maybe have it Linexed. As you can see, there's some bikes out today. It's like the first warm day here in Michigan, so everybody's out. Also, I don't think on the video I showed it, but this liner was all tore up. So I took it off and bought a new one. It's a tailgate prong liner. This is actually cheaper than an OEM one. Why not? Does have the I thought this had a Ford exhaust or a MagnaFlow exhaust system on it. It was actually just a MagnaFlow tip. So the exhaust is still stock, and it's obviously a Ford exhaust. I still have yet to replace the exhaust manifolds on this, so I'm going to probably get it done in the next couple of months. Get some performance exhaust manifolds, and I'll probably throw a MagnaFlow exhaust on it, a real one, and just to beef it up a little bit, some more lower end power. So for what it is, it's not a bad power plant. Everybody has their own opinions on the 5.4 liters. Some are good, some are bad. That's just how it goes. And I think this is a good one. We'll find out here. This is usually death miles for these. So like I said, it's been great for me. The longest drive I've done on this so far was to Richmond, Virginia to pick up that Mazda 3 I had a few months ago. I trailered it back, of course. You saw in some of the videos with the car still on the trailer. It did great. Shortly after that, my radiator went out. All right, guys, sorry about that. I just ran out of memory, so I had to clear some space up real fast. But as I was saying, shortly after that long, close to 2,000 mile round trip, my radiator had went out. So thankfully, when I was coming home at night, driving through a crazy snowstorm. And that just was not a time to break down, especially in the mountains of Pennsylvania. I was kind of nervous, especially with a car on the back and, you know, an older truck. You always get that anxiety, especially when you're in the middle of nowhere. But anyhow, I did not know at the time the radiator was leaking. When I got home a few weeks later, I started daily driving this. Yeah, my radiator was leaking, so I had to get a new radiator put into it. That was just a little over a month and a half ago. They did a full flush on the cooling system, a new thermostat. So as far as that goes, that's taken care of. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the brake caliper locked up on me on the other side. So we'll go check that out real fast. I put a new brake caliper on it, I guess, about a week, 2-3 weeks ago. My time frames are all messed up, guys. Quarantine time, I don't even know what day it is, to be totally honest. But it's just all generally within the last few months I've been doing this. And then this is a brand new caliper. It's a rebuilt one. So thankfully did not warp my rotor. So I caught it just in time, and I was actually in Detroit at the time. So I had to take the wheel off, pound the caliper to release the brake. And basically I had to throw the wheel back on, and I had to limp the truck home without touching the brakes. And Detroit to where I live is about a good 60 miles. So it was fine though, because it was in the middle of the night, so I had no traffic to deal with. So I did make it home. Again, thankfully I avoided the warped rotor. And then for good sake, I bought another caliper for the left side. That one is in the back seat right here. I have yet to do that. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to do so. But as far as that goes, the front, and I also replaced this front wheel bearing, and I also have another wheel bearing I'm going to do on the other side. Just to say it's been all done. I know it's an issue with these. And then down here, the kind of, I think this is wax they put on the door lips to avoid rust, and then they put those little rust plugs in there. So like I said, the truck's clean. I detailed the interior. It's as clean as it's been. So quite a fan of this color of leather material, whatever you want to call it. It looks good when it's clean. The truck's been it's been a pigsty most of the winter, so I kind of just blew it out yesterday, and it came out really good. These Husky liners are pretty nice as well. The carpet is in really good shape now, after having it detailed when I first bought it. So I also installed new headlights and fog lights. I had a fog light go out on me, so I figured I'd just replace all of them at once. I believe these are Silver Star ZXZs for the headlights, they look pretty good. Then I put some LED fogs down there. They just looked cool. So they're actually a really bright combination now. So as far as the front end lights go, it looks pretty good. So we'll jump on in here, and before you judge me for this redneck steering wheel cover, I like it a lot. It looks good and it feels good, and of course you got to have it because it's a truck. And the main reason I put that on there was because the original leather, it's so worn out, it just feels nasty to touch, and it makes your hands sweaty. So I just figured that cover would look good on there, and it does. So start it up real fast. You can hear the tick is still there. It is cold too, so I do have to say I think it is getting worse. So that'll be addressed probably by the next update video. Like I said, I kind of wanted to wait until I had this truck put together before I made another video. But as you can see, if you can see, 149.87 as far as mileage goes on this. So I put right around 10K on it. I've been through a few oil changes. I put synthetic, Mobil 1 synthetic in it. I'll turn the headlights over there. Other than that, the car's been solid. And now jumping over the interior before I say it's been solid. A blower motor resistor went out back when I was going on that long road trip. So I only had high and off. So I was stuck like this. I had the fan on high, and my actuator, my temperature actuator went out. So I only had hot and extremely cold. So driving through the mountains in a snowstorm with a trailer on the back with a foggy windshield that's freezing, when your only speeds is this, it was quite challenging, I do have to say. Thankful I made it home though. Like I said, I finally went through there and I replaced the blower motor resistor down there, and the temperature module is actually, you got to remove this whole panel right here, and it's like way back there. So that was kind of a challenging job, but it all got done. I do have a burnt out light still. I still have yet to do that. I'll probably throw some LEDs up there. I also have the Sony radio. As you can see, I do have this satellite tuner right here. When I bought my Escape, it came with a subscription from the dealership, so I think that's about to expire soon. And I just left this my current subscription on this radio I had in the Mazda, so I just threw it in the truck before until my Escape one expires. So and then when the Escape expires, I'll just transfer this to the Escape, and I just use Bluetooth from now on. Hopefully that was a mouthful, but as you can see, everything's working as it should. So sunglasses up there, that's a really nice storage container. It's nice and big. And then this is the power window control. That's all in all, it's just a very nice basic truck. I'll be the first to admit that exhaust manifold leak does not sound good at all. It's just a very costly job that doesn't necessarily have to be done right away. So I've just been putting it off. And coming back to the rear, I cleaned the rear out as well. There's some vents back there and whatnot. Yeah, just a basic truck. But this generation, like I said, it's pretty much my favorite gen, even though the new one is a very nice generation. I prefer this one over the simplicity and just the looks, and yeah. It's got a nice little rumble even with the stock exhaust. So like that, there's the brake caliper for the front left. It's just a Duralast. I believe these are actually rebuilt Ford parts. They do say they have Ford stamped in them, but it's kind of stuck in there. You get the point. So I also bought a leveling kit for it. Leveling kit is basically just some spacers. As you can see, they're just 1/2-inch spacers, just enough to just make it look a little bit higher, because I know the front end does weigh down a little bit on the front, and that's basically for when you're towing it. Kind of when you put a trailer on the back, it'll level out. I don't tow a whole lot, so I think a leveling kit would be cool. See, there's more cars flying, but yeah, I'll get the leveling kit done when I get the exhaust manifolds replaced. So pop the hood real fast, and well, I guess we'll wrap it up. know, it's kind of a rambly video here. Now, when I drove the truck from Virginia in the snowstorm, and a snowstorm both ways, the car got blasted, absolutely blasted. Even the engine bay got covered in salt. So I popped the hood a few weeks after I got back from the trip, and I noticed a bunch of stuff started rusting under here. And so I was like, oh crap. So I took it to the car wash and blew it out. So yeah, it's pretty clean under here. Probably do some trans fluid changes on it in a couple months. Well, it doesn't get driven a whole lot. Just it's nice to have a truck when you need it. So yeah, guys, hope this was a nice update for the F-150. I definitely think it's come a long way, and hopefully we can keep it that way. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.